Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan with another Fallout 76 tips video. And hey, if you love Fallout, The Elder Scrolls, and even Starfield, and you're not subscribed yet to the KingFanMan channel, why not? That's all I talk about here, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. With the recent release of Burning Springs, we've got a whole new map to look at and a bunch more things to learn about Fallout 76. Today, I'm going to show you the best locations to farm and find bobbleheads in the new Burning Springs, Ohio expansion. For the first one, we're not even going to have to leave Highway Town. Highway Town, of course, is the new main hub inside Burning Springs. Once you're inside Highway Town, go down to the underbelly and go all the way to the end. That will be the west exit door. You will find a cargo container, and I find one here almost every time I check. So be sure every time you're in Highway Town just to give it a quick look. By the way, while you're down here as well, on the bottom of the underbelly, there are a lot of sugar bombs, so be sure you pick these up if you are making brain bombs for that extra XP. One quick tip before we continue, you might want to put on the perk card Percepti Bobble, especially if you're farming bobbleheads. It's in the perception category. If you have it equipped, it will make a very unique sound when you're close to a bobblehead, which can be very helpful even if you know the locations of the bobbleheads, because these little things can get knocked around, moved by enemies, and wind up under and behind things where you would never find them otherwise. Okay, next we're going to go to the Chop Shop. Now, if you've been to the Chop Shop before, you know it is filled with rust raiders, so be very careful when you show up, not just expecting to run in. Once you clear out all the rust raiders, you want to go into Buckeye Diner, and it's going to be behind a locked door into a freezer. It's a meat freezer, pretty nasty place, but the bobblehead will be on the floor in the meat freezer behind this locked door in the Buckeye Diner. Alright, next on our list we're going to go to Sandy's Sakop, and this is a simple one. You want to go straight in the front door and turn to your right, beware of the ghouls, and under the front counter there will be a bobblehead. The next one is also a super easy one, except for it's in a place no one would look. It is at Shade Hill Church, but you don't want to go inside the church and battle the ghouls. It is up on the very top of the roof of Shade Hill Church, just by the steeple. Okay, I've saved the best two locations for last. Why are they the best locations? Because both of them have multiple bobbleheads in them. And when I say multiple, I mean multiple. 5, 6, and 7 bobbleheads in each of these locations. It's crazy. Just put on that perk card and listen to the bobbleheads start screaming out to you. The first one we're going to go to is the Starlight Drive-In. This, of course, is the brand new workshop in the Burning Springs edition. Now, beware of ghouls when you get here. They're going to be covered out throughout the grounds. But the first place you're going to want to look is in the main building at the main counter on top of the counter. Now, sometimes it'll fall down. That's why you like that perk card. But I found it down on the floor. But it's supposed to be sitting up on the counter there at the main drive-in. Next, you want to head over to the restrooms and go into the men's restroom, and it will be in the first stall. That is where the bobblehead will be, on the floor. Now, also check, this is the place where you can actually turn to the wall, shoot the wall, and go into the secret room. There's supposed to be one in there. I've never found one, but it's worth checking out. By the way, it's also this room that you can pick up the manager's key, which you're going to need right now. We head toward the screen, and you want to go to the right side of the screen and use that manager's key and go into the storage area. Now, this one also falls a lot, so it's kind of hard to find, but back here over these crates, you will find a bobblehead. Next, we're going to go to the little mobile home trailer behind the screen here at the same location. And remember, there's ghouls in here too, but in the living room, which will be to the right when you go in the front door, you will normally find it up in the rafters, or it will be fallen down onto the floor. One last place you want to look at here at Starlight Diner is in the employee break room. Now, this bobblehead does not spawn near as often as the other places, but you might as well look while you're here. Now we go to our last location, and it's even better than Starlight Drive-In. It is the town of Athens. But before we go into the town proper, once you spawn in, you want to turn straight around, walk across the bridge, veer to your left into the woods, watch for the rad hogs, and we're going to find the crashed Enclave vertibird where they were bringing in the Rust King. You can check out a video of mine on this, which I believe teases to future content. But it is right by this Enclave vertibird you will find a bobblehead. Now we can go into Athens proper. What you want to do when you spawn in is turn to your right, and you are going by the University of Ohio. By the way, you might want to check out my scary places on the most haunted college in the United States, which is the University of Ohio. But you're going to look for the statue, and it's very easy to find. Look on the back side of the statue. Up high will be a bobblehead. Since we're already here at the university, let's just stay here and now go to the football stadium. What you're going to want to do is jump up on top of the football stadium. From the statue, it would be the right side top, and it's all the way at the end by the skeleton will be a place a bobblehead spawns in. The next one is at the Abraxadine office. Now, most everybody knows where this is because this is where you do the quest line, Dirty Laundry. But right now, most of the time, those bobbleheads are already taken because people go in there all the time. So for the next one, you want to go right past the Abraxadine office to the corner store. And let me tell you, these next two are very close together, very high up, and very, very hard to see and hard to get to unless you have a jetpack. You want to go out the back of that corner store and immediately turn right, and there is a destroyed building. It is going to be on a third floor ledge, and there's not a floor, there's just a little ledge left right on the right side of that building. The next one is going to be right behind that destroyed building. There's going to be another destroyed building that looks like it was a pub, and this again is going to be on one of the top floors, which is very hard to get to. Once you make your way into this pub, you're actually going to have to make it to the fourth floor this time, and from the destroyed side of the building, you will see that it's actually on the right side on a small part of the fourth floor. Okay, next we're going to move up to the next level in Athens, and this is going to be just to the right of the National Guard Armory. In fact, it is the first tent to the right of the National Guard Armory, and it's on a filing cabinet in that tent. Now, I do want to say there is one that spawns sometimes to the left of the armory in one of those tents, so it's always good to check, but I didn't find that one near as often as I did to the right. One last tip before I get out of here. If you are farming bobbleheads, it is very good to switch servers after you look for the bobbleheads in these locations, because many times, like in Athens, there are 5 or 6 or 7 spots where bobbleheads can spawn. You might find 2 or 3, switch servers, then you might find 2 or 3 more. So be sure you switch servers if you're really wanting to farm bobbleheads. Now, once you find a bobblehead in a spot, it will take about a day for it to respawn. In other words, you're not going to find another one in that spot on another server. Thank you for spending just a little bit of your day right here in the King's Corner. I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. Hey, do me a favor before you get out of here. Be sure and like this video and make a comment down below. It sure helps this video get out to more people. And if you're not subscribed and you love Bethesda, why not? Go ahead and subscribe. I am the KingFanMan. I hope to see you guys out in the wasteland. Bye, everybody.